Hey, good day everyone. Today is day 1488. We're Sunday. Had a long run yesterday, Saturday. It was actually a virtual race with a bunch of friends. 21K, sorry, half marathon. I'm gonna go run today for a bit here, an hour and 20, something like that, maybe an hour and a half. We'll see. I need to put in the miles and do back-to-back kind of long runs. What I wanted to show you guys today, in case you don't know about this method. This method is really, it's a method of tying your shoes called the ankle lock or the heel lock. It's helped me a lot throughout the years running, trying on different types of shoes, and you know, sometimes you think the shoe fits really well and you end up having issues where your heel goes up and down a little bit, it rubs, it's not as tight or you know, as comfortable as you thought. You try the shoe on in a store and you walk up and down the aisles, but you're not actually running. So if you're walking, you're heel striking as you walk and it feels a certain way, but unless your running store, like my running store, has a treadmill where you can try the shoes, and you've seen the running store I go to because it's part of my running club on Thursdays, City Park Runners in Winnipeg. Jonathan actually has a treadmill there, and you can try on any shoe that you want to buy and that you're thinking of buying, and you can try them on the treadmill. So you can actually run, you can put the incline, you can do all sorts of stuff and really test out, because if you're running midfoot strike or forefoot or whatnot, is very different than heel strike. And also you can run heel strike, it's not going to be the same effect as walking heel strike as well. So anyways, if you have issues with your shoes and the fact that they're moving a little bit, and you'd like to have it a little bit more firm in your foot and not move up and down, this is a method that might work for you. So essentially, lace your shoe however you want, same thing, except when you get to the top, you've always noticed that there's an extra hole on most shoes. Some shoes have extra holes down at the bottom there to tighten a little bit more in the midfoot. But most shoes, in fact pretty much all the shoes that I've ever seen, have that extra hole that nobody usually uses because it's a little bit farther back around, like going around the heel, and most people will stop there. Well, that last hole, if you actually take your lace when you finish and you come in from the inside, lace comes up, you throw it back in that last hole to create a loop, and you have a loop on either side. When you lace your shoe, you cross your shoelace, and you bring the shoelace inside those two loops, and basically once you start pulling, you're essentially tightening the whole upper boot around your ankle. So my New Balance Gore-Tex shoes, they're laced, you know, like any other shoe. For me, the last or the second last hole instead of hole, because this type of shoe has loops, basically it goes through the loop, but then the very last hole, as you can see here, what I did is I created that loop. I went back inside and I did the same thing outside. So now I just cross the laces, and when you start pulling, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm pulling here, and it's actually bringing the boot, the around the shoe here, the top, it's pulling it in, so it's tucking around my ankle very nicely. And once it's tied, the shoe is actually right against my heel, my Achilles, and because it's a nicely designed shoe for me, it's not too high, it's not too low, the sides here don't come too high rubbing against my bone. And that's very important when you're trying to fit a shoe, is to make sure that the upper sole, the boot of the shoe does not, you know, rub with your foot. Everybody's foot is different, so you want to make sure that, you know, it's not going to bother you, and hence you want to try them out, maybe running on a treadmill to see if anything's rubbing. But for me, all my shoes, all my running shoes, I do the ankle lock like that because it basically helps me tighten the shoe. And then I basically double knot just to make sure that in the middle of a run, this thing doesn't come undone. And if you're in a race, you know, every second count. If you're trying to do a PB or a PR or whatnot, if you're competitive and you're trying to win, you really don't want to stop and retie your shoes. So that's essentially it for me. That's how I tie my shoes. Very simple, but you know what? This works for running shoes, this works for walking shoes, hiking boots, hiking shoes, depending on where you are. If you're gonna go walk in the woods, you feel you're going for a long walk and you get blisters, your shoes are rubbing, that type of stuff, try the ankle lock. Maybe it'll solve your problem. Maybe the shoes that you swore you'd never wear again because they give you, you know, hot spots, and they give you you know, blisters around the heel and stuff like that. All you needed to do was lace them like that, and now they're good. And you didn't spend your 120, 150 bucks for nothing if it's just a matter of tying them properly. So give it a shot, give it a try for walking, for running, and maybe that'll save you some money. So, all right, gonna head out and go for a nice run around the city. I'm a couple miles in the run, and I started with the wind to my back, so I've got a fairly good strong tailwind. That's why I'm not feeling it much right now. Bare hand holding my camera, but it's still minus 15 Celsius with the wind chill factor of minus 25 Celsius, so it's a cold day. If I turn around, it's gonna be very cold. Like, I'm gonna need to put my neoprene mask on probably. My face will be freezing, and I'm certainly not gonna be able to hold my camera like that and talk to you guys. So yeah, I'm running along the main artery, Pembina Highway. Sidewalks are all right, they're cleared, and you know, the odd snow chunks here and there, but very doable. And I need to run for about 80 minutes today. Now, last week I had to run for 70 minutes and didn't do it. I ran for 52 on Sunday. So I'm gonna definitely try to run like a 40-minute out, 40-minute back type thing. See what it gives me as far as distance. Not really caring about distance. As you can see, I'm walking right now, just so I don't have too much noise in the mic when I run. But yeah, we'll try to make it work. I know the return back home with the headwind is gonna be tough. It's gonna be cold. I got a few layers and I've got this little windbreaker, but I'm already heating up a little bit here. So, all right, let's get the running going. Hey, an hour and 5 in, not even a 10K yet. That wind is strong now. I'm heading back south. I'm on the rapid transit corridor. It's freaking cold. I got the neoprene. So I finished my run. It turned out to be 13K. It was slow and steady. GoPro froze. So yeah, I was about coming up to 9.5K and already at an hour, and that was a tough, you know, 6.5K ish or whatever to come back. Very like the wind's strong, but it's not that strong. I've run in much stronger wind, but it was, yeah, running with that neoprene mask, yeah, it protects your face from frostbite, but makes it pretty hard to breathe. You have to really think about, you know, in through the nose, and, you know, it would be good if I was able to go in and out through the nose, because the nose hole, the nose portion is bigger. Because when I go out through the mouth and all the small holes in the mouth, it feels like it's restricted, and now I'm pushing against the mask and my breath, and
and then you kind of get winded a little bit more. Like the pace was super slow, like really, really slow, almost 7 minutes per kilometer. But I was winded. When I was done, I came in and I was winded. Didn't wear that many layers, but I had some really good craft winter pants, running pants, and no underlayer, no long spandex or merino underneath or whatever, because those are very warm. And in fact, my legs were sweating in there. And then, a couple upper layers, just two long sleeve. One was merino wool base, and the other one was just ASIC, I guess, thicker sweater. And then that thin little windbreaker North Face jacket that I had was planned for 80 minutes today after 20 odd kilometers yesterday. A little shorter. I think yesterday should have been a 25 to 29K, and I ran a 21.1, but it was race. It was, different type mode, not the slow, long run, so made up for it. And then today was supposed to be 80 minutes and ended up being 90 minutes. So 13K, 90 minutes, yeah, that's slow, but that's the plan. It's do longer runs, slow and steady. Just keep building the mileage like that. That's it. We'll see you guys on the next run. Cheers.